Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today we're going to be going over my Stamina Dragonite build for the Deadlands chapter. This build is very similar to the last Stamina Dragonite build I posted, but I tweaked enough things that I thought it warranted a brand new video. I think it's a lot different, but also staying the same a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please, as always, like the video. It's really nothing. It really helps me a lot, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let's get on with it. All right, guys, let's get started. First things first, as always, going to look at our character sheet. We're going to have 64 points into stamina. We don't need any points into health because we already have a nice chunky health pool. And on top of that, we're going to be running death dealers on this build, so our health is going to go even higher than this. So trust me, we don't need any more health as it is. Plus, it'll ruin our corrosive if we actually have more health, because then you'll take more damage in it. So definitely don't put any points into health after this. We're going to be using Arzorga's Smoked Bear Haunch. It's going to give you max health, health recovery, stamina, and magic recovery for 2 hours. I really like this, but it is going to be very expensive for you guys. It's on PC right now. It's like 20k per food, so even recording this build video kind of sucks because, ugh, I'm wasting time with this. So I'm sorry, guys. But as far as a replacement goes, I guess you could run something like Witch Mothers, or not. I'm sorry, not Witch Mothers. I'm sorry, I did not say that, guys. Something like Bewitched Sugar Skulls, but you're going to be missing out on 369 magic and stamina recovery. So that is a little bit rough, but you're going to be getting more stamina and magic as it is. So maybe it'll make up for it. I don't know. And then we're going to be using the Warrior as our Munda Stone. We're going to be getting that weapon damage up as high as possible. And then, let's go over our gear first. We're going to be using a Vadishron Perfected Maul, and I use it in the Nirnhone trait. That way we can get that weapon damage up, because we're going to be in Corrosive a lot, so I don't really see the need to put Sharpened on this. And then we're going to be using a weapon and spell damage glyph on this, because, why not? Our back bar is going to be Sword of the Potentates. This is going to, when we have the 3-piece active on our back bar, it's going to reduce your damage taken from players by 3%, and it's going to reduce the cost of your ultimate ability by 15%. So this is going to make our corrosive on our back bar extremely cheap. I love it. And then our shield is going to be in the sturdy trait. Oh yeah, and before I forget, we are an Imperial on this race for this StamDK. Imperial is going to... I'll just go over that real quick first before I forget, because I will forget. Imperial is going to give you max health by 2,000, max stamina by 2,000, and reduces the cost of all of my abilities by 6%. So that includes my ultimate, all of my skills that I use, roll, dodge, block, everything gets reduced by 6%. That is massive in this game. It is my favorite stamina race in the game, and honestly I could see you even going magic with some of this stuff in the game. So I really like Imperial for this. So back to the inventory. Then I use a double dot health drain poison on my back bar. This is going to give a nice little bit of pressure out, and then on top of that you're going to get some health back too, so easy money. Our monster set is going to be a blood spawn, and before I even go on, as always, you see the glyphs, guys. Everything's prismatic. It's gonna get everything up as high as possible. I love prismatics on everything. But back to this: heavy blood spawn in reinforced, and then our shoulder is going to be medium blood spawn in impen. Blood spawn is going to give you stamina recovery, and then when you take damage, you have a 6% chance to generate 13 ultimate and increase your physical and spell resistance by 3.7k for 5 seconds, and curve every 5 seconds. So it is 6% is it'll happen more often than you think. You're taking a lot of damage in this game in PvP, so it's really helpful for DK. You get your ultimate so quickly by having this. I absolutely love it. And then our only 5-piece on this build is going to be Champion of the Hist, and with that, our chest piece is going to be in heavy reinforced because it's a heavy set. And then what Champion of the Hist does is it gives you 129 weapon and spell damage, and the 3-4 piece are both max stamina, and then that 5-piece is both maximum health, and you gain minor heroism at all times while you're in combat. So you're going to be generating one ultimate every 1.5 seconds. So guys, just being in combat, I can put out corrosive after corrosive with this build. It is so much fun. I have a build that's slightly similar to this one already, but I switched some things around, like the food, some of the skills. So that's why I thought it was necessary to make a new video on this. But guys, I absolutely love Champion of the Hist. It is one of my favorite sets in the game. I think it's very underrated. Not enough people use it. You can just pump out corrosives so quickly between having your minor heroism active at all times, potentates on the back bar, then being an Imperial. My corrosive is literally 159 ultimate. It's almost spammable. So if you kill anybody in that, it's so free. I love it. Our waist piece is going to be a medium belt of the trainee in the impen trait. One piece trainee is going to give you a line of maximum health. So you have one extra slot on this build, so why not just put trainee on? It's the best way to fill that void. Our hands are heavy champion of the hist in reinforced. Our legs are going to be heavy champion of the hist in reinforced as well. And our feet are going to be heavy champion of the hist in impen. And then our jewelry. This is where we also switch things around in the build a little bit. Our necklace is going to be champion of the hist in the infused trait with a weapon damage glyph on. So that's going to give you a lot of extra weapon damage with the 278 right there. It's pretty juicy. And then our ring is going to be death dealers with the infused trait with, again, another weapon damage glyph. So what death dealers does is when you're in combat, so this build is a lot about being in combat, because obviously, I'm sorry that I had to say that was pretty dumb. You're going to be getting stacks of escalating fate, whatever that means. So you're going to be increasing your max health, stam, and magic by 88 every 2 seconds. And you can get 30 stacks of this, so it's going to add up to just under 3k of each. So it's really good when you're in the middle of a fight. You're getting more. You're getting so many resources while you're in the middle of a fight. It's so nice. So just the longer you sustain, the better off you are on this build. You're gonna have more resistances, resources. It's really nice. And then our ring is going to be a ring of the potentates in a swift trait this time to get that speed a little bit up. And we're going to be using a weapon damage glyph. The reason why I only do one swift on this build nowadays is because of the new CP passive, Celerity, which we will get to after the skills. So our front bar is going to be Molten Whip, which is pretty damn nice. My friend Imperial was really he was really peer pressuring me into using this, and I was kind of hesitant about it. I was really liking I wasn't liking D-Swing, but I got really bored of it, so I was like, hey, you know what, why not try this? So Molten Whip, if you put 3 stacks of Seething Fury on, I was about to say Seething Furry. Furry. Sorry. Sorry. Anyways, if you get 3 stacks of that, it's gonna make your whip hit a lot harder. So I'll show you guys real quick like this. So all you need to do to activate it is hit your breath 3 times. So I have an add-on right there, as you can see, like next to my health bar, and you can see that the tooltip on mine is 16.8k, and that's not even with rally going. That's not even with my minor brutality. So here, let me show just with this and my rally or my forward momentum, and I'm up to 19.8k. So it hits pretty damn hard. The way you use this is you don't use this like a D-Swing. You use it more of like a Nightblade bow proc. So you're only going to want to use this when your stacks are at 3. So try and keep that in mind at all times, and don't really try not to just use this as a spammable. You'll run out of magic, and it won't do as much damage, trust me. So our other ability is going to be Noxious Breath. This is going to be a nice little damage. This is basically going to be your spammable, actually, on this build, because you don't want to use Molten Whip as your spammable. So you're going to be dealing 6.5k poison damage in front of you, and then an additional 11.8 over time. So it's a lot of upfront damage real quick, and then a nice little dot on them. So definitely try and keep this on all of your enemies. And on top of that, it really it puts major breach on your enemies. So getting that physical and spell resistance lowered by 6k on all your enemies is pretty huge. And then for momentum, I use forward momentum on this build instead of rally because I do not have a snare removal on this build besides this. So forward momentum is necessary, but you're also going to get your source of major brutality and your source of minor endurance on this. So it's going to increase your weapon damage by 20%, and it's going to increase your stamina recovery by 15%. So always have this active in combat. And then Venomous Claw, it's a nice dot to put on your enemies over time, along with Noxious Breath. And then Venomous Claw also procs Seething Fury on Molten Whip. So between Noxious Breath and Venomous Claw, those are the two skills that you use to get your stack to 3. And then once your enemy's dotted up, use your Molten Whip. It's nice. And then, yeah, it's really nice. And then I would use a reverse slice on this because I like to do more damage to enemies nearby too as my execute. I really kind of try and get as much AoE as I can on this. I don't really think there's too much of a difference between the, I think it's 300% on this one and then 400% on Executioner. So I don't think that's too much of a difference when somebody's low health. So I try to keep reverse slice out, that way I damage nearby enemies as well. And then Take Flight. Take Flight is a beautiful ultimate. I love the stam version. I hate the magic version, to be honest. The stamina version hits so much harder. It's really nice. Between hitting Take Flight and then if you have a 3-stack Molten Whip, it honestly, that combo 2-shots people so much. Like, it's so often. I absolutely love it so far. And then our back bar is going to be Fragmented Shield. This is going to give you Major Mending, increasing your healing done by 16% for 6 seconds. So you hit that, then you hit your Vigor, you hit your Cauterize, and they're hitting some pretty high numbers right there. There's a reason why those are the only 2 heals on my entire bar. You don't really need another one besides that, trust me. And then I have Reverberating Bash on my back bar. This is going to be a good CC on your enemies. This is your only CC really on this build, besides Leap if you count that. So weaving this between all your other damage abilities is going to keep your enemies pretty pressured down. So definitely don't forget to use this. I don't really use that as damage at all. I just use it as a stun. And then Resolving Vigor, it's Vigor, guys. We already know this skill, right? It's the best stamina heal in the game. Always use this, guys, please. Thank you. Cauterize, this is going to give you a heal over 20 or is it 15 or 20 seconds? Oh my god, it's 15 seconds. God damn, I'm slow. Anyways, so this is going to heal you every 5 seconds for 15 seconds. So it's a pretty nice heal. It's a better heal than Resolving Vigor. If you need a kind of a burst heal real quick, you could spam it on yourself. You could spam it on your allies as well, which is why I also like it. But between keeping Cauterize up at all times during a fight and then using Vigor, you have some really good heals if you have Fragmented Shield going. And then on top of that, you're getting that Major Savagery and Major Prophecy. So, you know, getting that weapon crate up is pretty nice too. So you can get some crit heals, I guess. And then Volatile Armor, your source of major resolve that you should have on every single build, guys. Increasing your physical and spell resistance by 6k for 20 seconds is pretty huge. Then you're also doing magic damage every, like over 10 seconds. It's pretty nice. And then while active, the armor returns magic damage to any enemy that was hit. So it's some pretty good sustain too. I like it. And then my favorite part about this build, an overpowered ultimate only costing 159. I absolutely love it. So what this does is it limits your incoming damage to 3% of your maximum health, which is why I was talking about earlier. You don't want to get your health as high as possible because then you're going to have 3% of a higher number is obviously higher. So you're also going to be dealing poison damage to any enemies nearby for 12 seconds, but that's not what I like about the build or about this ultimate. What I love is this all your direct damage abilities ignore your enemy's physical and spell resistance. So anything like Venomous Claw, Whip, stuff like that, it ignores their resistance. So you're going to be hitting like a truck when you're in Corrosive, guys. Trust me. So I absolutely love it. There's a reason why there are so many DKs running around nowadays. It's so good. And then the moment of truth, the champion points. Oh god. So our 4 blue slottables are going to be Ironclad, Duelist Rebuff, Master at Arms, and Deadly Aim. This is going to give you this is my standard favorite set of offensive and defensive slottables in the blue tree. I really like these. There's a reason why I use these on almost all my builds. It's the best route to go, I think. And then, as I always say, just fill in the rest of your CP accordingly to however much CP you have in the game. And then our red slottables. I've got Survival Instincts, which is going to, while affected with a status effect, your core combat skills cost 25% less. So that's stuff like block, roll dodge, stuff like that. That's why it really helps your sustain on this kind of build, because you're always going to be having status effects on you. You don't have a purge on this build, so I really like it. Fortified, getting that armor up by 1,700. Celerity, getting that movement speed up by 10%, which is why we only have one Swift now on our build instead of triple Swift. And then Pain's Refuge. Pain Refuge goes hand in hand, kind of, with Survival Instincts. So it's gonna reduce your damage taken by 20% if you have a maximum number of effects on you. So between Pain's Refuge and Survival Instincts, the more things you have on you, the less damage you take. So I know it sounds weird, but it's the truth. And then, as always, the three main things that you want to use in the green tree are Breakfall, get that fall damage passive. Rationer, get that increased time on your food, especially if you're using Orzogas. Oh my god, it's expensive, so definitely use Rationer. And then Liquid Efficiency. This is gonna, when you use a potion or a poison, you have a 10% chance not to consume it. I don't even know if it works, to be honest, but hey, it looks pretty cool. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please, 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 I appreciate every single person that likes the videos. It helps me with the algorithm, and it's free. It literally takes a second for you to do this when the video's over. So please, don't forget to like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me a lot. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, if you want to see this build live in action, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar, where I stream almost every day. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys, as I said, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, night, morning. I don't know what time it is, but have a great one, and I will see you guys next time. Later.